And good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the launch of Oxford Achiever. My name is Pawan, and I and my colleagues are very proud to stand here on the launch of our first digital paid product, which is a combination of best technology and world-class pedagogy all mixed into one. Now, we as educators already know the importance of English as a language and assessment to learn the language and other things. And what we can do with this product is use the assessment, use the technology, and make the children, make the students be proficient in this language. So over the next 15 minutes or so, I'll take you through this wonderful product that we have envisaged for you and your students. And we have designed this product to ensure that every student in the class is geared enough to learn this language. As Professor Paul Gunashekhar was mentioning, there are 40-50 kids in a class, and a teacher with the most honest intention wants to take everyone along, but it's not possible. The top 10% are the ones who learn the best. There is a medial section who are average, and there are laggards. Now, this product has been specifically designed that every single student in your class is able to grasp the language and proceed in a self-individualized path. Now, without further ado, I am going to take you through this product. So, as a student, I would get my username and password. I am going to type in a username that has been given to me, my password, which is unique to me, and I log into this product. So on the screens on my left and right hand side is what will be the opening screen for the students. I will click on the English tab, and I will need to take a placement test.
Find out your level with this placement test. There are 3 sections. You have 10 minutes to complete each section.
So I have 10 minutes to complete each section, and there are 3 sections in this product. As a student in a school, we'll do the placement test. The first section happens to be the listening section, and the students are going to listen to an interview on a radio program.
Listening practice. P5 placement test. Achiever English Language Listening Practice. This is a story which is told by Miss Deo. Listen to the story. When you hear a beep, answer the question. You now have 30 seconds to study the questions below.
I will not take a lot of time because this product demonstration we have kept around 15 minutes. I will skip the questions. I'll answer the questions as if I'm a student, and I'll answer to the best of my ability and move on. I click. I get an option since I have not completed all the questions. The system throws whether I want to submit. I say yes. And then this section is finished. The other section, which begins, is the reading section. I have another set of questions that I need to answer. So as a student, this placement test when I take, I do to the best of my ability. I cannot cheat with the student who's sitting next to me because all the questions are randomized. So even if there is a bright student sitting next to me, I can hardly get any help from that student. And then the last section, which is a grammar section, which I need to finish again. And I'm just, for the sake of time, just finishing this section. After I complete and submit the test, the student gets a placement test report. So if you see this report, I get all the categories. There are 6 categories in this, which is listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary. As a student, based on my performance, I've got my individual levels. Now, my colleagues, my fellow students may have different levels. Even though we study in the same class, even though we share the same bench, it necessarily does not mean that we are proficient in English language in the same manner. So, this placement test places me in a particular slot according to my ability. After this is done, the student can go back home, use the same username and password, and reach this landing screen. The only mantra of learning English is practice. And this is what is stressed by this program. So the student, when the student logs from home, has this screen. I have all the 6 skills. I have my various individual levels mentioned. So I have 11, 12, 11, 11, 11 based on my skill. And I take the practice at home. So I do a writing practice, for example. In this, I am going to complete a conversation. There's a blue icon. So since it's a self-study mode at home and there is no teacher to help or guide the student, this little blue bulb which you see is the help icon, is the little teacher at the time the student is practicing. So a student starts practicing. So this is a beautiful picture with this conversation, and based on this conversation, the questions and answers need to be given. So I am just going to not answer the questions, I'm just going to say I've done it.
Revise and you will get higher marks.
Obviously, I've not done anything on this, so I have to revise and get higher marks. But what it tells, if I just can run you through the report for a student or the student's parent, is there were 7 questions in the learning objective called rewrite sentences. I did not get even 1 right, I got 7 wrong, so total marks are 0. If I had used hints, the hint section would be clicked and I would be able to see what hints I've used. There are 5 grayed out stars which are here. If a student is able to get more than 80% in a particular section, they get 1 star, so this becomes yellow. If you get 3 stars, you got promoted to the next level. So right now, I'm at level 11, I get promoted to level 12. You see small gold coins here. Now as a student, with more practices, I earn more gold coins. And with more gold coins, some games get unlocked. So as a 3rd grader, 4th grader, 5th grader, imagine I'm getting games, and that too for practicing. So I'll practice more and more, and I'll get more games to play. Now since I am not a good student, I did not score good marks, I'll get something which is called suggested revision. These are remedials, which a student who scores below than 60% gets. So if I've not done well, I'll use this revision, I'll use the remedials to learn more about the subject. Also, I have option to check my answers. So now out here, as you know, I've scored everything wrong, but if I'd scored some correct, some wrong, I could have clicked on a particular question and gone back and seen what have I done right or what have I done wrong. So as a student, I can do this for all the various skills that are mentioned here, and I can practice to the level I want to practice. Now, as you know that in various sections, I've got a certain level 11. Now, what if I want to practice a lower level? So power drill is something that I use for practicing lower levels. I go to a particular section, let's say reading, I click on it, it takes me to a practice. But if I go to power drill, I click on it, it gives me all the levels which are below 11. So if I want to practice level 10 again, for example, or level 9 again, they are already open. But all other levels are closed, the lock which you see. So what it does is, when I practice, get 3 stars, get more than 80%, 3 times out of 5 attempts, I get promoted 1 level, and then that gets unlocked. This happens for all the various sections that are there. I also have something which is called power learning. In power learning, me or my parents are able to see my progress, my score report. Now, they can do a date selection and say how much I've done in a month, in a week, if they so like. They can put it category wise. They can see I'm poor in speaking, so I can see probably speaking section. They can see various levels, etc. And they can see individual reports. I was also mentioning to you about the gold coins. So I click on Adventureland, which is an icon here, and this screen opens up. So if I get game coins, so let's say I had 50 coins, I would have clicked this, I would have been able to play a game, but here it tells me you need more coins. So it is self-motivating for a student to start practicing more. Um, with this, what I will do is, I will now go back and close this and enter it as a teacher. So as a teacher, as we know, teachers are busy. And what can we do to make teachers' life easy is something we thought of. Also, the feedback that we got was that even though technology is the in thing today, teachers would like to make more use of the books that they have or more curriculum that they have, since they have limited number of days to make the students study that, do all other activities like admin, sports day and things like that. So we have tried to make this as a teacher's assistant. So a teacher, if they log into their screen, and I'm just using one user ID of a particular teacher, though I get the screen which is similar to a student, but when I click on it, I get to see various reports. Now, as a teacher, I get to see how my students are doing. I also get to see if, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I get to see how in one complete snapshot, how the whole class is doing. So let's say the average of this class, as we have seen, is around 16 levels. Now these students are at level 15, and total number of students 2. As a teacher, I can just click and say, oh, so these are the 2 students. I need to work harder on them in probably this section. What I can also do is, I can use the other tab, which is Performance Overview, and see, based on various learning objectives, how they are doing in each section. Now, there are various reports, and teachers and principals. Let me say this is designed to assist you, not to scare the teachers away. So we have built these reports, and they can choose, select, use as they like. My personal favorite, being an educator, is this report called Overall Progress. Now this overall progress, what it does is it gives me various students who have started at a certain level, who have reached at current level, and how many levels they have promoted. So in one snapshot as a teacher, I can know how much one is practicing, how much one is not practicing. I can pull up a student, I can cajole a student, motivate a student to do better. I just need to spend probably one session in 2 weeks and say how much practices are being done. I don't need to spend a lot of time. But the students, with the self-motivating tools, and you will get to hear more when you visit our experience zone, on how they are doing at this level. Now, wouldn't I as a teacher be happy to know what are the common errors? So this tab here tells me the 10 most common wrongly answered questions by my class. It's a dummy data, so you see 1 here. So suppose there are 50 students who have attempted this particular question, and 25 of them have gone it wrong. Now, wouldn't I be interested to know where the students are going wrong? So in one snapshot, I'm able to see how they're doing, what they're doing, and what I can do more to make their life easy and get them to learn English in a better way. The next tab, dear teachers and principal, is about learning resources. So I spoke about a student who gets less than 60% marks and gets a particular remedial thrown at him. But as a teacher, you have the option of reviewing everything, whichever is there in the system. So let's say you want to say at level 10, you think that your particular class is weak in writing section. You can click on that. You'll get a list of remedials which are given to you. You can choose the remedials that you like, and you can probably take a class, on that remedial if a lot of students are facing problems there. The last, and also one of my favorites, is mostly for the HODs, is about class comparison. So let's say as a class 5 teacher or a class 5 HOD, I'm interested to know how my class is doing as compared to other classes. And this report here tells me how I do, how my students are stacked up. So this is class 5A, this is class 5B and class 5C. It tells me how much each student is doing on various sections. The line graph tab gives me a clear pictorial idea, so we know that the red one, which is class 5B, is doing much better than other sections. So in a quick nutshell, I won't take much time, again, ladies and gentlemen, but I would leave you with a small audio video here, just to recap on what we are doing. Please visit our experience zone and see for yourself what this product is all about, and experience it. My colleagues are there ready to help you out on this. And with this, I'll just leave you with this audio visual